things up my sleeve. But I'm just the opposite of a stage magician. He gives you illusion that has the appearance of truth. And I give you truth in the pleasant disguise of illusion. To begin with, I turn back time. I reverse it to that quaint period, the 30s, when the huge middle class of America was matriculating in a school for the blind. Their eyes had failed, or they had failed their eyes. And so, they were having their fingers pressed forcibly down upon the fiery Braille alphabet, solving the con. In Spain, there was revolution. Here, there was only shouting and confusion. In Spain, there was Guernica. Here, there were disturbances of labor, sometimes pretty violent, in otherwise peaceful cities such as Cincinnati, Chicago, St. Louis. This is the social background of the play. The play is memory. And being a memory play, it is dimly lit, it is sentimental, it's not realistic. In memory, everything seems to happen to music. I'm the narrator of the play. I'm also a character in it. The other characters are my mother Amanda, my sister Laura, and the gentleman caller who appears in the final scenes. He's the most realistic character in the play, being an emissary from the world of reality that we were somehow set apart from. But since I have a poet's weakness for symbols, I'm using this character also as a symbol. He's that long delayed but always expected, something that we live for. There's a fifth character in the play who doesn't appear except in this photograph. This is our father, who left us a long time ago. He was a telephone man who fell in love with long distances. Left his job at the phone company and tripped the life fantastic out of town. Last we heard from him was a picture postcard from Mazatlan on the Pacific coast of Mexico containing 2 words: hello, goodbye, and no address. I think the rest of the play will explain itself. Mother.
Oh, honey, don't push with your fingers. Now, if you have to push with something across the bread, it's the thing to push with. And chew, too. Animals have secretions in their stomachs that allow them to digest their food without mastication, but human beings are supposed to chew their food before they swallow it down. Eat food naturally, son. I really enjoy it. A well-cooked meal has lots of delicate flavors that have to be held in the mouth for appreciation. So chew your food and give your salivary glands a chance to function.
I haven't enjoyed one bite of this meal because of your constant directions on how to eat it. It's you that make me rush through my meals with your hawk-like attention to every bite I take. It's disgusting. It spoils my appetite. All this discussion of animal secretions, this salivary glands, mastication.
Okay, doesn't look like a metropolitan stall. You're not an excuse from the table.
I'm going to get a cigarette.
Oh, you smoke too much.
I'll bring in the block of mine.
No, sister. Now you be the lady this time, and I'll be the darky.
I'm already up.
Now you resume your seat, little sister. I want you to stay fresh and pretty. The gentleman callers.
But I'm not expecting any gentlemen callers.
Sometimes they come when they least expect it. Well, I remember one Sunday afternoon in Blue Mountain.
I know it's coming.
Yes, let her tell it.
Again?
She loves to tell it. One Sunday afternoon, Blue Mountain, your mother received 17 gentlemen callers. They weren't chasing up to accommodate them all. I would have had to send the nigger over to bring in folding chairs from the parish house.
So how did you entertain all these gentlemen callers?
I understood the art of conversation.
I'll bet you could.
Oh, girls in those days knew how to talk, I can tell you.
Yes?
Yes, they knew how to entertain their gentlemen callers. It wasn't enough for a girl to have a pretty face, a graceful figure. Though I wasn't slighted in either respect. She also needed to have a nimble wit and a tongue to meet all occasions.
What did you talk about?
Oh, things of importance going on in the world. Never anything cold or common or vulgar. My callers were gentlemen, oh. My callers were some of the most prominent young men in the Mississippi Delta, planters and sons of planters. There was young Champ Lachlan, who later became vice president of the Delta Planters Bank, and Anna Stevenson down in Moonlight. The Couture brothers, Wesley and Bates. Oh, Bates was one of my right particular votes. He got in a fight with that wild Wainwright boy. They shot it out on the floor of Moonlight Casino. Bates was shot to the stomach. He died in the ambulance on the way to Memphis. Oh. He also left his widow well provided for 8,000 to 10,000 acres, that's all. And, she married him on the rebound, never loved her. Carried my picture on him the night he died. And there was that boy that every girl in the Delta set a cap for. That beautiful, brilliant Fitzhugh boy from Greene County.
What did he leave his widow?
He never married. Oh, gracious. You talk as if all my old admirers had turned up their toes to the daisy.
Was this the first one you've mentioned that still survives?
That Fitzhugh boy went north and made a fortune, came to be known as the Wolf of Wall Street, had the modest. Everything he touched turned into gold. Oh, and I could have been Mrs. Duncan J. Fitzhugh, mind you. But I picked your father.
Mother, let me do the dishes.
No, dear. Now, you go study your typewriter chart or practice your shorthand a little. Be fresh and pretty. Oh, it's almost time for the gentleman chorus to start arriving. Oh, I wonder how many we're going to entertain this afternoon.
I don't believe that we're going to receive any, Mother.
What? No? Oh, you must be joking. Now, one gentleman chorus can't be true. There must be a flood. There must have been a tornado.
It isn't a flood. It's not a tornado, Mother. I am just not popular like you were in Blue Mountain. Mother's afraid I'm going to be an old maid. Going to dance at 3 in the morning? Tell him, Mother, I was just...
Deception.
How's the DAR meeting?
Didn't you go to the DAR? No, I didn't have the strength to go to the DA. Oh. I wanted to find a hole in the ground and hide myself in it forever.
Why did you do that, Mother?
Why?
Why, Tank?
Why?
Why?
Oh. How old are you, Laura?
Mother, you know my age.
I I thought you were an adult. It seems I was mistaken.
Please don't stare at me, Mother.
Oh. What are we going to do? What is going to become of us? What is the future?
Has something happened, Mother? Mother, has something happened?
I'll be all right in a minute. I'm just perplexed. My wife.
Mother, I wish that you would tell me what has happened.
And you know, I was supposed to be inducted in my office in the DAR this afternoon. So I stopped over Rubicon's Business College to speak to your teachers about you having a cold and ask them what progress they thought you were making down there. I went to the typing and stopped to introduce myself as your mother. Wingfield, she said, we don't have any such student enrolled in the school. Well, I assured her she did, and that you've been going to school since early January. I wonder, she said, if you could mean that terribly shy little girl who dropped out of school after only a few days attending. No, I said, Laura, my daughter has been going to school every day for the past 6 weeks. Excuse me, she said. And she got out the attendance book, and there was your name, unmistakably pretty. Oh, and all the days you've been absent until they finally decided you dropped out of school. Oh, I still said, well, there must be some mistake. There must be some mix-up in the record. Well, she said, I remember perfectly now. And shook so she couldn't hit the right keys. And the first time we gave a speed test, she broke down completely, sick at the stomach. I almost had to be carried to the walking room. After that moment, she never came back. Called the house and never got an answer. Oh, well, I was working, I suppose, at Famous and Bar department store, demonstrating those. Been so weak I could barely keep on my feet. I had to sit down when they got me a glass of water. $50 tuition. All our plans, all my hopes and ambitions for you just gone up the spout. Just gone up the spout like that. What are you doing? Laura? Where did you go to when you went out pretending you were going to Rubicon's Business College?
I just went walking.
Oh, that's not true.
It is.
Walking. Walking in winter. Oh, deliberately caught pneumonia in that light coat. Where'd you walk along?
All sorts of places. Mostly the park.
Even after you start catching that cold.
It was the lesser of two evils, Mother. I couldn't go back there. I threw up on the floor.
From 7:30 to after 5 every day. You mean to say you walked around the park because you wanted to make me think you were still going to Rubicon's Business College?
It wasn't as bad as it sounds. I went inside places to get warmed up.
Inside where?
I went into the art museum and the bird houses at the zoo. I visited the penguins every day. Sometimes I did without lunch. And I went to the movies. But lately I've been spending my afternoons in the jewel box. It's that big glass house where they raise tropical flowers.
You did all this to deceive me? Just for deception? Why?
Mother, when you're disappointed, you get this awful suffering look in your face. Like the picture of Jesus' mother in the art museum.
Oh, hush.
I couldn't face it.
So what are we going to do the rest of our lives? Just sit home, watch the parades go by. Amuse ourselves with a glass menagerie, darling. Turn they play those worn-out records your father left as a painful reminder of it. Won't have a business career. We're giving that up because it gave us nervous indigestion. What is there left but dependency all our lives? I know so well what becomes of unmarried women who aren't prepared to occupy a position. I've seen pitiful cases in the South. Barely tolerated spinsters living on the grudging patronage of sisters' husbands or brothers' wives. Tucked away in some little mousetrap of a room, encouraged by one in-law to visit the other. Little bird-like women, eating the crust of humility all their lives. Is this the future we mapped out for ourselves? Well, I swear I don't see any alternative. It isn't a very pleasant alternative, is it? Of course some girls do marry. Haven't you ever liked some boy?
Yes, I liked one once. I came across his picture a while ago.
He gave you his picture?
No. It's in the yearbook.
Oh, high school boy.
Yes. His name is Jim. And here he is in the Pirates of Penzance.
The what?
The operetta the senior class put on. Oh, he had the most wonderful voice. We sat across the aisle from each other in the odd Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And here he is with a silver cup for debating. You see his grin?
He must have had a jolly disposition.
He used to call me Blue Roses.
Why did he call you such a name as that?
When I had that attack of pleurosis, he asked me what the matter was when I came back. And I said pleurosis, but he thought that I said Blue Roses. And so that's what he always called me after that. Whenever he saw me, he'd holler, "Hello, Blue Roses." I didn't care much for the girl that he went out with, Emily Meisenbach. I mean, Emily's the best dressed girl at Soldan. But she never struck me as being sincere. Said in the personal section they're engaged. That's 6 years ago. So they must be married by now.
Girls that aren't cut out for a business career usually wind up married to some nice man. Oh, sister, that's what you do.
Mother,
What?
I'm crippled.
Nonsense. I told you never to use that word. You're not crippled. You just have a little defect, and it's hardly noticeable. And when people have some disadvantage like that, well, they cultivate other things to make up for it. They develop a charm and vivacity and charm. One thing your father had plenty of was charm.
After the fiasco on Rubikin's business college, the idea of getting a gentleman caller for Laura began to play a more and more important part in Mother's calculations. He became an obsession, like some archetype of the universal unconsciousness. The image of the gentleman caller haunted our small apartment. The evening at home rarely passed without some allusion to this image, this specter, this hope. And even when he wasn't mentioned, his presence hung in Mother's preoccupied look and in my sister's frightened, apologetic manner. Hung like a sentence passed upon the wing field. Mother was a woman of action as well as words. She began to take logical steps in the planned direction. Late that winter and in early spring, Realizing that extra money would be needed to properly feather the nest and plume the bird, she conducted a vigorous campaign on the telephone, roping in subscribers to one of those magazines for matrons called The Homemaker's Companion, the type of journal that features the serialized sublimations of ladies of letters who think in terms of delicate cup-like breasts, slim tapering waists, rich creamy thighs, eyes like wood smoke in autumn, fingers that smooth and caress like strains of music, bodies as powerful as Etruscan sculpture.
Hi, Scott. Oh, this is Amanda Wingfield. How are you, honey? Well, I missed you at the DAR last Monday. I said to myself, she's probably suffering from that sinus condition. Yeah, how is that sinus condition? Oh, horror. Heaven have mercy. Yeah, you're right. You're a Christian martyr, honey. Yes, that's what you are, a Christian martyr. I just happened to notice now in my little book that your subscription to the companion's about to run out. Well, yeah. Yes, honey. It expires with the next issue. I knew you wouldn't want to miss out on that wonderful new series starting in the new issue. It's by Bessie May Harper. You remember how Going with the Wind took everybody by storm? He simply couldn't go out of behind red. Yes, everybody talked with Scarlett O'Hara. This is a book that critics already compare with Going with the Wind. It's Going with the Wind of the post-World War generation. What? Oh, burning. Oh, honey. Now, don't let them burn. Now, you go take a look in the oven and I'll hold the wire. Here. Mix this up.
What in Christ's name?
What
am I supposed to do?
Don't use that expression, not my presence.
Oh, God, yes.
Have you gone out of your senses?
It's true. I have gone out of my mind. I have been driven out of my mind.
What is the matter with you, you big idiot?
I have no thing. I have no
Now,
single
lower your
thing
voice
here in this life to call my own.
Stop that shouting.
Yesterday you confiscated my books. You had the nerve to go into my room and take my
I
books.
took that horrible novel back to the library. Yes, that disgusting book by that insane Mr. Lawrence.
Oh, God, yes.
I cannot control the output of disease mice or people that cater to them, but I won't allow such filth brought in my house. No.
How? Who pays the rent on it? Who makes himself a slave?
Don't you dare to.
Oh, no. I'm not supposed to say anything. I'm just... Look, I don't want to hear anymore. No, I don't want to hear anymore. I'm going out. I'm going out. Oh, God.
You come back in here, Tom Winkler. I'm not finished talking to you. You're going to listen and no more your insolence. I'm at the end of my patience.
What do you think I'm at the end of, Mother? Don't you think I have any patience to be at the end of? Oh, I know. It's not important to you what I'm doing, what I want to do, having a little difference in between them, because you just think
I think you've been doing things that you're ashamed of, and that's why you're acting like that. I don't believe you go to the movies every night. Nobody goes to the movies night after night. Nobody in their right mind goes to the movies as often as you pretend to. People go to the movies at nearly midnight, and movies don't let out at 2 a.m. Come in stumbling, muttering to yourself like a maniac. You get 3 hours sleep and then go to work. Oh, I can just picture how you're doing down there. Moping, doping, because you are in no condition.
That's right. I'm in no condition.
How dare you jeopardize your job? Jeopardize the security of us all. How do you think we'd manage if you were fired from your job? What do you think would happen?
Look, you think I'm crazy about that warehouse? You think I'm in love with continental shoemakers? You think I want to spend 55 years of my life down in that Celotex interior with those fluorescent tubes? Look, Mother, I'd rather somebody just pick up a crowbar and beat out my brains rather than go back there. But I go, Every time you come in here yelling that goddamn rise and shine, I think to myself, how lucky dead people are. But I get up and I go. For $65 a month, I give up everything that I've ever dreamed of being or doing ever. And you say it's self. You say self. That's the only thing I ever think of. Well, let me tell you something, Mother. If self's the only thing that I ever thought of, I would be where he is. I would be gone, just as far as the system of transportation could reach.
Where are you going?
I am going to the movies.
Oh, I don't believe that lie.
Well then, Mother, I am going to opium dens. Yes, I'm going to opium dens. Dens suffice in criminal hangouts, Mother. I've joined the Hogan gang. I have, Mother. I've got a Tommy gun in a violin case I carry around. I run a whole string of cat houses out in the valley. They call me Killer. Killer Wingfield, Mother. I'm leading a double life. I'm just a simple, honest warehouse worker by day, Mother. And by night, I'm a dynamic czar of the underworld. Look, Mother, I go to gambling casinos. I just spin away entire fortunes on the roulette wheel, Mother. I wear an eye patch. Sometimes I wear a mustache. And sometimes, Mother, I wear green whiskers. And on these occasions, they call me El Diablo. Oh, I could tell you things, Mother. I could tell you things that just make you sleepless. I've got enemies that want to come in here and they want to dynamite this place. Oh. Yeah, they want to come in here some night and they just want to blow this whole place just sky high. And I'll be glad, Mother. I'll be very glad. And so will you. Because then, Mother, you'll go up over Blue Mountain on your broomstick with your 17 gentlemen callers, you ugly babbling flitch.
Oh. I won't speak to you until you apologize. Oh.
One crack and it falls through.
What are you doing?
I'm looking for my door key.
Where have you been all this time?
I've been to the movies.
All this time at the movies?
Well, it was a very long program. They had a Garbo picture, and a Mickey Mouse, and a travelogue, and a newsreel, and a preview of coming attractions. Oh, and I almost forgot, they had a organ solo and a collection for the Milk Fund, simultaneously, which resulted in a terrible fight between an usher and a fat lady.
Did you have to stay through the whole thing?
Well, of course. Oh, I almost forgot. They had this huge stage show. And the headliner for this show was Mafolio the Magician. He performed wonderful tricks, many of them, such as pouring water back and forth between pitchers. First, it turned into wine, and then it turned into beer, and then it turned into whiskey. And I know that it was whiskey it finally turned into, because he needed someone to come up out of the audience to help, and I volunteered. Both shows. It was Kentucky straight bourbon. Very generous fellow. He gave away souvenirs. He gave me this. This is his magic scarf, Laura. And you can have it. You wave this over a canary cage, and you get goldfish. And then you wave it over the goldfish, and they fly away canaries. But the most wonderfulest trick of all was the coffin trick. We nailed him into a coffin, and he got out of that coffin without even removing one nail. Now, that's the trick that would come in handy for me. It would get me out of this 2x4 situation. What are you shushing me for?
You like a mother.
Well, goody, goody. They're back for all those rise and shine. You know, Laura, it doesn't take much intelligence to get yourself into a nailed-up coffin. But who the hell ever heard of getting yourself out of one without even removing one nail?
Rise and shine, rise and shine. Laura, tell your brother to rise and shine.
I'll rise, but I won't shine.
Tell your brother his coffee's ready.
Tom, it's nearly 7. Don't make Mother nervous. Tom, speak to Mother. Make up with her. Apologize.
She won't to me. She won't speak to me. She's the one that started not speaking.
If you just say you're sorry, she'll start speaking.
Is that such a tragedy, her not speaking?
Please. Please.
Laura, are you going to do what I asked you to do? Or do I have to get ready for myself?
I'm going. I'm going as soon as I get my coat. Butter and what else?
Just butter, cavity charges.
They make such faces when I do that.
Makes sense not to break up both with the expression of Mr. Garfinkel's face won't harm us. Tell your brother his coffee's getting cold.
Do what I ask you, will you? Huh? Will you, Tom?
Mother, I apologize, Mother. I'm sorry for what I said. I'm sorry for everything that I said. I didn't mean it.
Devotion has made me a witch. And so I make myself hateful to my children.
No, you don't.
I worry so
No.
much. I don't sleep. It makes me nervous.
I understand that.
I've had to put up a solitary battle all these years, but you're my right hand now. Don't fall down. Don't fail.
I try, Mother.
Try. You will succeed. Why you... Oh, you're just full of natural ability. Both of my children, and I'm so proud, happy. I feel I have so much to be grateful for, but... Oh, promise me one thing, son.
What's that, Mother?
Promise me you'll never be a drunkard.
I'll never be a drunkard, Mother.
That's what worried me so. That you'd be drinking. Man, eat a bowl of purina.
No, I just want coffee, Mother.
A shredded wheat
No,
biscuit.
no, just coffee.
You can't put in a day's work on an empty stomach. And your 10 minutes don't go. Drinking too hot liquid makes cancer of the stomach. Put cream.
No, thank you, Mother.
Take cool.
No! No, thank you, Mother. I just want it black.
I know, but it's not good for you. We have to do all we can to build ourselves up. Oh, in these trying times, all we have to cling to is each other, and that's why it's so important. Tom, I sent out your sister because I wanted to discuss something with you. If you hadn't spoken, I would have spoken to you.
What is it, Mother? What is it you want to discuss?
Laura.
Oh, Laura.
You know how Laura is, so quiet, but still waters run deep. She notices things, and I think she broods about them. A few days ago, I came in and she was crying.
What about?
You.
Me.
Yeah. She has an idea you're not happy here.
What gave her that idea?
Or what gives her any idea? However, you do act strangely. Oh, I'm not criticizing. Understand that. I know your ambitions do not lie in the warehouse, and like everybody else in this whole wild world, you've had to make sacrifices. Tom, life is not easy. It calls for Spartan endurance. Oh, there's so many things in my heart I cannot describe to you. I never told you, but I loved your father.
I know that, Mother.
And when I see you taking after his ways and staying out late, well, you had been drinking that night. You were in that terrifying condition. Lord says you hate the apartment, and you go out nights to get away from her. Is that true, Tom?
No. Mother, look, you say there's things in your heart that you can't describe to me. It's the same thing with me, too. There's things in my heart that I just cannot describe
But
to
why?
you. So let's just respect.
Why, Tom, you're always so restless. Where do you go tonight?
I go to the movies.
Why do you go to the movies so much?
Mother, I go to the movies because I like adventure. Adventure just, it's something you don't get much of down at the warehouse, so I go to the movies.
Well, you go to the movies entirely too much.
Well, I like a lot of adventure.
Well, most young men find adventure in their careers.
Then most young men, Mother, they don't work in the warehouse
Oh,
then.
the world is full of young men employed in warehouses and offices
And do all of them
and
find
factories.
adventure in their careers?
They do.
Mother,
Not
man,
everybody
look.
has a craze for adventure.
Man by instinct is a hunter and a lover and a fighter, and those instincts just don't get much play down at the warehouse.
Man is by instinct. Now, don't you quote instinct to me. Instinct is something people have gotten away from. Christian adults don't want it.
What do Christian adults want, Mother?
Superior things. Things of the mind and the spirit. Only animals have to satisfy instinct. Well, surely your ambitions are somewhat higher than theirs, than monkeys and pigs.
Well, I reckon they're not.
Oh, you're joking. However, that isn't what I
Mother,
want to discuss.
I haven't much time.
Now, you have 5 minutes?
Mother, you want me to punch in red down at
Sit
the warehouse?
down. I want to talk about Laura.
All right. All right, what about Laura?
We have to be making some plans and provisions for her. It's 6 years since she's been out of high school and nothing's happened. She just drifts along doing nothing.
Well, I guess she's the type that people call homegirl.
There's no such type, and if there is, it's a pity. Unless the home is hers, with a husband.
What?
No. Oh, I can read the handwriting on the wall as plain as I see the nose in front of my face. Oh, it's terrifying. More and more, you remind me of your father. He was asked to all hours without explanation, and then left. Goodbye, and me with the bag to home. I saw that letter you got from the Merchant Marines. I know what you're dreaming. I'm not standing here blindfolded. Very well, then. I'll do it. But not until there's somebody to take your place.
What do you mean?
I mean that as soon as Laura has somebody to take care of her, married, a home of her own, independent, why, look, you'll be free to go wherever you please, on land, on sea, whichever way the wind blows you. But until that time, you've got to take care of your sister. Oh, I don't say me because I'm old and don't matter. I say for your sister because she's young and dependent. I put her in business cards. It was a dismal failure. It frightened her so, made her sick to her stomach. I took her over to the Young People's League at the church, and it was another fiasco. She spoke to nobody, and nobody spoke to her. And now all she does is fool with these pieces of glass and play those worn-out phonograph records. Oh, what kind of life is that for a girl to lead?
Mother, what can I do about it?
Oh, come selfishness. Self. And all you ever think of. Oh, where's your muffler? You forgot your wool muffler? Oh, Tom, I haven't said what I had in mind to ask you. Oh, down at the warehouse. Aren't there some nice young men?
No.
Oh, there must be some.
Mother!
Now you find out one that's clean living, doesn't drink, and ask him out persistent.
Oh, my gosh, Mother!
Persistent to meet, to get acquainted. Oh, will you? Will you, Tom? Will you? Oh, Tom!
Yes!
Oh. Ella Cartwright is a Major Wingfield. How are you, honey? Oh, how's that kidney condition? Hmm? Oh, hard. Are you a Christian martyr? Yes, that's what you are. You're a Christian martyr. I just now happened to notice in my little black book that your subscription has just run out. I knew you wouldn't want to miss out on that wonderful new series starting in the new issue. It's by Bessie May Hoffman. It's the first thing she's written since Honeymoon for Three. Yes, wasn't that a strange and interesting story? Well, this one is even lovely, I believe. It has a sophisticated society background. It's all about the horses set in Long Island. Oh, you will? Oh, God bless you, honey. Yeah, God bless you. I see. Son?
Yes, Mother?
Will you do me a favor?
What's that?
Comb your hair. You look so pretty when your hair's combed. You know, there's only one respect in which I would like you to emulate your father.
What respect is that?
The County always took of his appearance. He never allowed himself to look untidy. Where are you going?
I'm going out to get a smoke.
Oh, you smoke too much. A pack a day, like 15 cents a pack. How much would that amount to in a month? 30 times 50 is how much, Tom? Now, you figure it out, and you'll just be astonished by what you could save. It'd be enough to give you a high school course in the county of Washington U. Oh, just think what a wonderful thing that would be for you.
I'd rather smoke.
I know. That's the tragedy of it.
Just across the alley from our apartment. It's Paradise Dance Hall. On evenings in spring, the windows and doors would be open, and the music would come outside. Sometimes the lights were turned off, except for a large glass sphere which hung from the ceiling. It would turn slowly about, filtering the dusk with delicate rainbow colors. Then the orchestra would play a waltz or a tango, something with a slow and sensuous rhythm. Couples would come outside in the relative privacy of the alley. You could see them kissing behind ash pits and telephone poles. This was a compensation they had for lives which passed like mine without adventure or change. Change and adventure are imminent this year. We're waiting just around the corner for all these kids, suspended in the midst of a bird's garden, caught in the folds of Chamberlain's umbrella. In Spain, there was revolution. Here, there was only hot swing music and liquor, bars, movies, and sex that hung in the gloom like a chandelier and flooded the world with brief, deceptive rainbows. All the world was waiting for the bombardments.
Fire escape landing's a poor excuse for a port. What are you looking at?
The moon
Oh, is there a moon tonight?
is rising over Garfinkel's delicatessen.
So it is a little silver slip of a moon. Have you made a wish on it yet?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you wish for?
Oh, that's a secret.
Oh, secret, huh? Well, I won't tell mine either. I'll be just as mysterious as you.
Oh, I bet I can guess what yours is.
Oh, my head's so transparent.
Well, you're not a sphinx.
No, I don't have secrets. I'll tell you what I wish for on the moon. Success and happiness for my precious children. I wish for that whenever there's a moon. And when there isn't a moon, I wish for it too.
Well, I thought perhaps you wished for a gentleman caller.
Why'd you say that?
Well, don't you remember asking me to fetch one?
I remember suggesting it would be nice for your sister if you brought home a nice young man from the warehouse. I think I made that suggestion more than once.
Yes, you've made it repeatedly.
Well,
Well, we're going to have one.
what?
A gentleman caller.
Oh, you mean you've asked a nice young man to come over?
Yep,
You
I asked him to dinner.
really did?
I did.
You did? Oh, and did he accept?
He did.
Oh, that's lovely.
Well, I thought you'd be pleased.
Oh, it's definite then.
Very definite.
Soon.
Very soon.
Oh, Tom, now you just stop putting on me and tell me some things.
Well, what things do you want to know?
And actually, I'd like to know when he's coming.
He's coming tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yep, tomorrow.
Oh, but Tom,
Yes, Mother?
tomorrow gives me no time.
Time for what?
Preparation. Why didn't you phone me at once? The minute you knew, as soon as he accepted. Oh, and don't you see, I could have been getting ready.
Mother, there's no need to make any fuss.
Oh, what? Oh, Tom, of course I had to make a fuss. I want things nice, not sloppy, not just thrown together. Oh, I'll have to do some fast thinking, won't I?
I don't know why you have to think at all.
You just don't know. Oh, my wedding silk has to be polished. Oh, the monogram table linen ought to be laundered. First curtains have to be put up and, oh, how about clothes? Have to wear something, don't we?
Mother, this boy is no one to make any fuss over.
You realize that this is the first young man we've introduced to your sister? Oh, it's terrible, dreadful, disgraceful. That poor little sister has never had a single gentleman caller. Now, Tom, come on inside.
What for?
I want to ask you some things.
Mother, if you're going to make such a fuss, I'll just call him up. I'll tell him not to come.
Oh, you certainly won't do anything of the kind. Now, nothing makes people more hurt than broken engagement. It simply means I just have to work like a Turk. Oh, we won't let it break him, but we'll pass inspection. Now, come on inside and sit down.
Any particular place you want me to sit?
Thank heaven, I have that sofa. I'm also making payments on the new floor lamp I'll have set out. And I'll take this old cover off. It'll brighten things up. Oh, of course I hope to get the walls repapered. What is this young man's name?
His name is O'Connor.
Oh, that of course means fish.
Oh.
Tomorrow's Friday. What does he do? Works at the warehouse?
Of course he works at the warehouse. How else would I?
He doesn't drink.
Why do you ask me that?
Your father did.
But just don't get started on that, Mother.
He does drink then.
Not that I know of.
Oh, well, you make certain and be sure. Now, the last thing I want for my daughter is a boy who drinks.
Mother, aren't you being a little bit premature? Mr. O'Connor has not yet arrived upon the scene.
But we'll tomorrow to meet your sister. And what do I know of these characters? Nothing. Old maids are better off than wives of drunkards.
Oh, my God.
Oh, be still.
Mother, lots of fellas meet girls who they don't marry.
Now, you just talk sensibly, Tom. and don't be sarcastic.
What are you doing?
I'm brushing that carrot down. What is this young man's position in the warehouse?
This young man's position at the warehouse, Mother, is that of shipping clerk.
Oh, it sounds to me like a fairly responsible job. Not a job you'd be in if you had more get-up. What's his salary? Have you any idea?
I would judge it to be approximately $85 a month.
Oh, well, not princely.
Well, it's $20 more than I make.
How well I know. However, for a family man, $85 a month is not much more than you can just get by on.
Mother, Mr. O'Connor is not a family man.
Well, he might be, mightn't he, sometime in the future?
Oh, I see. Plans and provisions.
You're the only young man I know who knows the fact that the future becomes the present the past, and the past leads to everlasting regret if you don't plan for it.
Well, I'll think about that and see what I can come up with.
There. Now, don't you be supercilious with your mother. Now, you tell me some more about this young, what do you call him?
His name is O'Connor. James D. O'Connor. The D is for Delaney.
Irish on both sides. Gracious, and doesn't drink.
Mother, do you want me to call him?
No. The only way to handle these things is to make discreet inquiries at the proper time. Now, when I was a girl in Blue Mountain, and it was suspected that a young man drank, the girl whose attentions he had been paying, well, if any girl was, would sometimes speak to the minister of the church, or rather father would if her father were living, and sort of feel him out on the young man's character. Now, that is the way things are discreetly handled to keep a young woman from making a tragic mistake.
Well, then how did you happen to make such a tragic mistake?
Well, that innocent look of your father had everybody fooled. He's smart. The world was enchanted. No girl can do worse than to put herself at the mercy of a handsome appearance. I hope Mr. O'Connor's not too good looking.
No, he's not too good looking. He's covered with freckles and he hasn't got much of a nose.
Not right down homely, though.
No, he's not downright homely. He's just medium homely, I'd say.
Characters, what to look for in a man.
That's what I've always said, Mother.
You've never said anything of the kind. And I suspect you would never give it a thought.
Well, now, don't be so suspicious of me.
I hope he's the type that's up and coming.
I think he goes in for self-improvement.
Oh, what makes you think so?
Because he's taking a night course.
Oh, splendid. What does he do? I mean, study.
He's studying radio engineering and public speaking.
Oh, then he has visions of advancement in the world. Any young man who studies public speaking is aiming for an executive job. Oh, radio engineering, that's the thing of the future. Those two facts are very illuminating. Now, those are the sort of facts a mother should know about any young man who comes to call on her daughter. Seriously or not?
Mother, there's just one little word of warning here. I didn't tell him about Laura. I didn't let on that we had dark ulterior motives. I just said, why don't you come to dinner? He said, okay. And that was the whole conversation.
Oh, I bet it was. You're as eloquent as an oyster. However, he'll know about Laura when he gets here. And when he sees how lovely and sweet and pretty she is, he'll thank his lucky stars he was asked for dinner.
Mother, you mustn't expect too much out of Laura.
What do you mean?
Laura seems all those things to us because she's ours and we love her. We don't even notice she's crippled
Don't
anymore.
say crippled, you know, I never allow that word to be used.
Face facts, Mother, she is. And that's not all.
What do you mean, not all?
Laura is very different than other girls.
No, I think the difference is all to her advantage.
Well, it's not quite all to her advantage. To other people, to strangers, she lives in a world of her own. She's very shy, and those things make her just a little bit peculiar to people who live outside the house.
Don't take it.
Mother, face facts, she is.
In what way is she peculiar, may I ask?
Mother, she lives in a world of her own. She lives in a world of little glass ornaments. She plays old phonograph records, and that's about all.
Where are you going?
I'm going to go to the movies.
Not to the movies. Every night to the movies. I don't believe you always go to the movies. Oh. Laura? Laura?
Yes, Mother?
Now you let those dishes go and come out here. Laura, come here. Come here. And make a wish on the moon. Yes, yes, a little silver sliver of a moon. Now, look over your left shoulder, Laura. Look over your left shoulder, honey, and make a wish. Now, darling, wish.
Oh, what shall I wish for, Mother?
Happiness. Good fortune.
And so, the following evening, I brought Jim home for dinner. I'd known Jim slightly in high school. In high school, he was a hero. He had the tremendous Irish nature and vitality, the scrubbed and polished look of fine chinaware. He seemed to move in a continual spotlight. He was a star in basketball. He was the captain of the debating team. He was president of the senior class and the glee club. And he sang the male lead in the annual light opera. He seemed to always be running or bounding, never just walking. He always seemed at the point of defeating the law of gravity. He was shooting with such velocity through his adolescence that one would logically expect him to arrive at nothing short of the White House by the time he was 30. But apparently Jim ran into some interference after his graduation from Solden. His speed had definitely slowed. 6 years later, he was holding a job at the warehouse that wasn't much better than mine. I was the only one at the warehouse with whom Jim was on friendly terms. I was looked upon as someone who could remember his former glory, someone who had seen him win basketball games in the Silver Cup in debating. And he knew of my secret practice of retiring to a cabinet in the washroom to work on my poetry when business at the warehouse was slack. He called me Shakespeare. And while the other boys at the warehouse regarded me with a suspicious hostility, Jim took a humorous attitude toward me. Gradually, his attitude affected the others. Their hostility wore off, and they also began to smile at me, as one smiles at an oddly fashioned dog that trots across the path at some distance. I knew that Jim and Laura had known each other at Solden. I'd heard Laura speak admiringly of his voice. I didn't know if Jim remembered Laura or not. In high school, Laura was as unobtrusive as Jim was astonishing. Jim did remember Laura, it wasn't as my sister. When I asked him to dinner, he grinned at me and said, "Shakespeare, I never thought of you as having folks." Well, he was just about to discover that I did.
Why are you trembling?
Oh, Mother, you've made me so nervous.
Oh, I don't understand you, Laura. You couldn't be satisfied with just sitting at home, yet every time I'm trying to arrange things for you, you seem to resent it. Now just take a look at yourself. Oh, wait a minute. I have an idea.
What is it now?
Oh, they call them Hey, deceiver.
I won't wear them.
Oh, you will.
Why should I?
Oh, because to be painfully honest, your chest is flat.
You make it seem like they were setting a trap.
All pretty girls are trapped. And men expect them to be pretty traps. Now, put this in my business. Now look at yourself, young man. Now just look at yourself. Oh, this is the prettiest you will ever be. I gotta fix myself now. You couldn't be surprised by your mother's appearance. It's not dark enough yet. Oh, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to make a spectacular appearance.
What is it, Mother?
Oh, since you're so impatient, you will see. It's something I resurrected from that old trunk. Oh, stars haven't changed so terribly much after all. Oh, now just look at your mother. This is the dress in which I led the cotillion. I won the cakewalk twice at sunset here. Well, one spring, the governor's ball in Jackson. Oh, just see how I sashayed around the room, Laura. I wore it on Sunday for no gentleman calls. I had it on the day I met your father. Well, I had malaria fever all that spring. Changed the climate from East Tennessee to the Delta, weakened resistance. I had a little temperature all the time. Oh, not enough to be serious. Just enough to make me restless and giddy. Oh, invitations, parties all over the Delta. Mother said, stay in bed and have a fever. I just wouldn't. I took crying on it, kept going. Evening, days, afternoon, long ride. Oh, picnic, oh, lovely. Oh, so lovely. That country in May, all lacy with dogwood, literally flooded with jonquil. I was a spring. I had the craze for jonquil. Jonquils became absolute obsession. Mother said, oh, honey, there's no more room for jonquil. And still I kept on bringing in more jonquil. Oh, I made the young man help me gather them. And it was a joke. Amanda and a jonquil. Oh, honey, there were no more vases to hold them. Every available space is filled with jonquil. No more vases to hold them. All right. I hold them myself. And then I met your father. Malaria fever, jonquils, oh, and this boy. Oh, I hope they get here before it starts to rain. I gave your brother a little extra change so that he and Mr. O'Connor could take the service car home.
What did you say his name was?
O'Connor.
No, it's his first name.
Oh, I don't remember. Oh, yes, I do. It was Jim. Yes, that was it. It was Jim.
Jim.
I've never known a Jim who wasn't nice.
Are you sure his name is Jim O'Connor?
Yes, why?
Is it the Jim O'Connor that Tom used to know in high school?
Oh, he didn't say so. I think he just got to know him at the warehouse.
There was a Jim O'Connor we both knew in high school. If that is the one that Tom is bringing to dinner, you'll have to excuse me. I won't come to the table.
Well, what sort of nonsense is this?
You asked me once if I ever liked a boy. Don't you remember? I showed you his picture.
Oh, you mean the boy in the yellow? Oh, Lord. Were you in love with that boy?
I don't know. All I know is I couldn't come to the table if it was him.
That won't be him. It isn't the least bit like him. But whether it is or not, you will come to the table. You will not be excused.
I will have to be, Mother.
I'm not going to humor you, Laura. I just had too much from you and your brother, both of you. Now you just sit down and compose yourself until they get here. Tom's forgotten his key, so you have to let them in when they arrive.
Mother, you answer the door.
I'm in the kitchen, busy.
Please, you go to the door. Don't make me do it.
I've got to fix the dressing for the
Oh,
salad.
no.
Oh, Cuspa. Silly
just me at the ranch.
Yeah?
Laura, that's your brother, Mr. O'Connor. Now you answer the door, will you, darling?
Mother, you go in the door. Please, please,
What is the matter with you, you silly thing?
please, you answer it, please.
Oh, no. Now, I told you I wasn't going to humor you, Laura. Now, why have you chosen this moment to lose your mind?
Please, 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 you go.
You have to go to the door, because I can't.
I can't.
Why?
I'm sick.
Oh, well, I'm sick, too. I'm sick of your
Oh.
nonsense. Now, why can't you and your brother be normal people? Oh, fantastic whims and behavior and preposterous goings on. Can you give me one reason? Can you give me one reason? Why? Coming? Be there just a second. Why you were afraid to answer a door? Now you answer it, Laura. Laura Wingfield. You march right to that door.
Yes, Mother.
Laura? Laura, this is Jim. Jim, this is my sister Laura.
I didn't know that Shakespeare had a sister.
How do you do?
Okay. Your hands go, Laura.
Yes, well, I've been playing the Victrola.
Well, you must have been playing classical music on it. You gotta play a little hot swing music to warm you up.
Excuse me. I haven't finished playing the Victrola.
What was the matter?
With Laura? Well, Laura, she's just terribly shy, that's all.
Shy? You know, it's unusual to meet a shy girl these days. I don't believe you ever mentioned you had a sister.
Well, now you know, I've got one. Here's supposed to Spanish. You want a piece of it?
Yeah.
What do you want? Economy?
Haha, sports. Hey. See old Dizzy Dean is on bad behavior again.
Yeah?
Yeah. That guy. Where are you going?
Well, I'm going out on the terrace.
You know, Shakespeare, I'm going to sell you a bill of goods.
What good?
Of course I'm taking.
Yeah?
And public speaking. You and me, we're not the warehouse type.
Well, that's good news. What's public speaking got to do with it?
Well, it fits your board executive position. I tell you, son, help out for me.
In what respect?
In everything. Ask yourself, what's the difference between you and me and the men in the office down front? Brains? Nah. Ability? Then what? Huh? Just one little thing.
What's that? One little thing.
Primarily, it amounts to social pose. The ability to square up to a person and hold your own on any social level.
Tom,
Yes, Mother?
is that you and Mr. O'Connor?
Yes, Mother?
Wait, you just make yourself comfortable in there. Oh, Tom, ask Mr. O'Connor if he'd like to wash his hands.
No, thank you, ma'am. Took care of that down at the warehouse. Tom,
Yes?
Tom, Mr. Mendoza was speaking to me about you.
Favorably?
What do you think? You're going to be out of a job soon if you don't wake up.
I'm waking up.
You show no signs.
The signs are interior. I'm planning to change. I'm right in the middle of committing myself to a future that doesn't include the warehouse and Mr. Mendoza, or even a night course in public speaking.
What are you gassing about?
I'm tired of the movies.
The movies.
Yeah, the movies. Look at them. Look at all those glamorous people. Having adventures, hogging it all, gobbling the whole thing up. You know what happens? People go to the movies instead of moving. Hollywood characters are supposed to have adventures for everybody in America, while everybody in America just sits in a dark room and watches them have them. Yes, until there's a war. And then adventure becomes available to the masses. It's everybody's dish, not just Gable. Then everybody that's in the dark rooms just comes out of the dark rooms to have themselves some adventure. Well, goody, goody. It's our turn now. It's our turn now to go to a South Sea island, to make a safari, to be exotic, to be far off. But I'm
I'm not patient enough. I can't wait until then. I'm tired of the movies and I want to move.
Move.
Yeah, move.
Where?
Soon.
Where? Where?
Look, I'm boiling inside. I know. I seem dreamy, but inside I am boiling. You know, every time I pick up a pair of shoes, I shudder, thinking how short life is, and what am I doing? Whatever that is, it doesn't include shoes unless they're on a traveler's feet. Look here. What? I'm a member.
The Union of Merchant Seamen.
I paid my dues last month instead of the light bill.
Oh, you'll regret it when they turn the lights off.
Hey, I'm not going to be here.
Yeah, I'll buy your flight.
Look, I'm the son of my father. I'm the bastard son of a bastard. You see his picture grinning in there? And he's been going on 16 years.
You're just talking, Jerk. How's your mother feel about it?
Look. Here she comes. Look, my mother's not acquainted with these plans, all right?
Where is everybody?
Oh, we're out on the terrace, Mother.
Oh. Well, so this is Mr. O'Connor. Oh, introduction's entirely unnecessary. I've heard so much about you from my boy. I finally said to him, Tom, why don't you bring this paragon for supper?
Oh.
I'd like to meet this nice young man from the warehouse instead of just hearing him sing your praises so much. You know, I don't know why my son is so staying confident. Not southern behavior. But come on in and let's sit down. Ooh, I think we could stand a little more air in here. Tom, leave the door open. I felt a nice cold breeze just a moment ago. Where's he gone to? Well, let's sit down. Oh, it's so warm already. And not quite summer even. Oh yeah, we're really gonna burn up when summer really gets started. However, we're having a very light supper. I think one thing's the better for this time of year, don't you? Things like clothes, light clothes, and light food, or what warm weather calls. You know, our blood gets so thick during the winter that we have to adjust ourselves when the season changes. Well, it's come so quick this year, I wasn't prepared. All of a sudden, already summer. Well, I ran to the trunk and I pulled out this light dress. It's terribly old. Historical almost. Feels so good. So good and cool, you know.
Oh.
Yes.
Mother,
Yes,
Mother, how about supper?
Oh, well, you know, this is in full charge of supper. Now you ask sister about supper. You tell her that you hungry boys are waiting for her. You met Laura. Oh, she let you in. Good. Then you've already met. You know, it's rare for a girl as sweet and pretty as Laura to be so domestic. But Laura is. Well, she's not only very pretty, but very domestic. I'm not at all. I never was a bit. I never could make anything but angel food cake. Well, of course, in the South, we had so many servants. Oh, gone. All vestiges of gracious living gone forever. I wasn't prepared for what the future brought me. All my gentlemen callers were planters and sons of planters, so of course I assumed I'd be married to one and raise my family on a large piece of land. Oh, man proposes and woman accepts the proposal. To marry that old sailor little bit. I married no planter. I married a man who worked for the telephone company. That gallantly smiling gentleman over there, telephone man, who fell in love with long distance. Now he's traveling, and I don't even know where. Well, what am I going on for about my tribulation? Now, you tell me yours. I hope you don't have any. Tom,
Yes, Mother?
is supper nearly ready?
Well, it looks to me like it's on the table.
Oh, let me look. Oh, it's lovely. Well, where's sister?
Laura said she's sick and that she can't come into supper.
Nonsense. Laura?
Yes, Mother?
to the table. You can't say grace until you come to the table. Now, you come in here, Mr. O'Connor, and you sit over there, and, Laura Wingfield. We can't say grace until you come to the table. You're keeping us waiting, honey. Oh, Laura. Oh, darling, you are ill. Oh, Tom, now you take it into the living room. Take it into the living room and sit in the living room, Laura. First on the sofa. Oh, darling. Standing over that hot stove all the afternoon has made us sick. I thought it was just too warm this evening, but... Is Laura all right now? Is she all right now, Tom?
Yes, she's all right, Mother.
Oh, what is that? A nice cool rain has come up. I guess we can have grace then. Tom? You say grace.
For these and all thy blessings, God's holy name be praised.
Isn't that very beautiful?
Very good.
That's what I thought. Oh!
Hey there, Mr. Lightbulb.
Where was Moses when the lights went out? Do you know the answer to that one, Mr. O'Connor?
No, ma'am, what's the answer?
In the dark. Well, isn't it lucky we've got these candles on the table? Now, all I need is a light. Now, which one of you gentlemen can provide a match?
Here.
Oh, thank you. I guess it's a burnt-out fuse. Now, do you know anything about burnt-out fuses, Mr. O'Connor? I don't. Tom, see, he's a total loss when it comes to mechanics.
Oh.
Well, thank you. Now, you be careful, and don't you bump into anything. Wouldn't want a gentleman caller to break his neck. Now, wouldn't that have been a fine how to do?
Where is the fuse box?
It's right in there, right next to the stove. Can you see anything?
Just a minute.
Is it? Electricity, mysterious thing.
Yes, it is.
You know, some people... Oh, wasn't it Mr. Edison who tied a key to a tie?
That's right.
Some people say that electricity explains everything and science knows everything, but as far as I can tell, it just confuses things more. Have you found it yet?
No, ma'am. All these fuses look okay to me.
Oh. Tom,
Yes, Mother?
that electric bill I gave you a few days ago, the one I told you we got the notices about.
Yes.
You didn't neglect to pay it by any chance?
Well, I was going to...
Didn't? Oh, I didn't know.
Shakespeare probably wrote a poem on that light bill.
I don't know not to trust him with. There's such a high price for negligence in this world.
Maybe the poem will win a $10 prize.
Well, I guess we'll just have to spend the remainder of the evening in the 19th century. Poor Mr. Edison made the Mazda ball.
Well, candlelight is my favorite kind of
Well,
light.
that shows you a romantic, but it's no excuse for Tom. Well, they were very, very considerate to let us get through supper before they plunged us into everlasting darkness, weren't they, Mr. Well, now, because of your negligence, you can help me with the dishes.
Oh, here, let me.
No, we'll not.
They ought to be good for something.
Good for something. Oh, Mr. O'Connor, nobody has given me this much entertainment in years as you have.
Oh, now, Mrs. Wingfield.
Now you go, well, sister's all by herself, and you go keep her company in the parlor, and I'll give you this lovely old candelabrum that was on the altar of the Church of the Heavenly Rest. It was melted a little out of shape when the church burned down, struck by lightning one spring. Gypsy Jones, who was having a revival at the time, he intimated the church was destroyed because the Episcopalians gave card parties. How about coaxing sister to drink a little wine? I think it'd do her good. Can you hobo?
Sure, I'm Superman.
Oh, that's nice. All right, now, Tom, you go and get in that apron. Hurry up. Hurry up, Tom.
Hello there, Laura.
Hello.
How are you feeling now, better?
Yes, thank you.
This is for you. A little dandelion wine.
Thank you.
Drink it, but don't get drunk. Where shall I set the candles?
Anywhere.
Well, how about here on the floor? Any objections?
Oh.
Well, I'll spread a newspaper under it. Catch the drippings. I like to sit on the floor. Mind if I do?
No.
Give me a pillow.
What?
A pillow. Well, how about you? Don't you like to sit on the floor too?
Yes,
Well, why don't you then?
I will.
Take a pillow. I can't hardly see you sitting way over there.
Well, I can see you.
I know, but that's not fair. I'm in the limelight. Good. Now I can see you. Comfortable.
Yes.
So am I. Comfortable as a cow. Will you have some gum?
No, thank you.
Well, I think that I will indulge, with your permission. Think of the fortune made by the guy that invented the first piece of chewing gum. Amazing, huh? You know, the Wrigley Building is one of the sights of Chicago. I saw it when I went up to the Century of Progress. Did you take in the Century of Progress?
No, I didn't.
Well, it was quite a wonderful exposition. What impressed me most was the Hall of Science. It gives you an idea what the future will be like in America. Even more wonderful than the present time is. Say, your brother tells me you're shy, is that right?
I don't know.
I judge you to be an old-fashioned type of girl. Well, I think that's a pretty good type to be, too. Hope you don't think I'm being too personal, maybe.
I think I will take a piece of gum if you don't mind. Mr. O'Connor, have you kept up with your singing?
Singing? Me?
Yes. I remember what a beautiful voice you had.
When did you hear me sing? You say you heard me sing.
Yes, very often. Don't suppose you remember me at all?
You know, I've had an idea I've seen you before. Well, I had that idea as soon as you opened the door. Well, it seemed almost like I was about to remember your name. But the name that I started to call you wasn't a name. Well, so I stopped myself before I said it.
Wasn't it Blue Roses?
Blue roses? My gosh, yes, blue roses. Well, that's what I had on my tongue when you opened the door. Oh, isn't it funny what tricks your memory plays? Oh, I didn't connect you with high school somehow or another. But that's where it was. It was high school. Oh, I didn't even know you were Shakespeare's sister. Gosh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I didn't expect you to. You hardly knew me.
But we had a speaking acquaintance, huh?
Yes, we did.
When did you recognize?
Right away.
As soon as I came in the door.
As soon as I heard your name, I thought it was probably you. I mean, I knew that Tom used to know you a little in high school. When you came in the door, yes, then I was sure.
Why didn't you say something?
I didn't know what to say. I was surprised.
For goodness sake. You know, this sure is funny.
Yes, isn't it though?
Didn't we have a class in something together?
Yes, we did.
What class was that?
It was singing chorus.
Ah.
I sat across the aisle from you Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Now I remember. You always came in late.
Yes, well, it was so hard for me getting up the stairs. I had that brace on my leg. It clumped so loud.
I never heard any clumping.
To me, it sounded like thunder.
Well. I never even noticed.
And everyone was seated before I came in, and I had to walk in front of all those people. My seat was in the back row, and I had to go clumping up the aisle with everyone watching.
You shouldn't have been self-conscious.
I know, but I was. Well, it was always such a relief when the singing started.
Yes, I placed you now. I used to call you Blue Roses. How did I get started calling you that anyway?
I was out of school. with an attack of pleurosis. When I came back to you asking me what the matter was, I said pleurosis, and you thought that I said...
Rose.
So that's what you always called me after that.
Oh, I hope you didn't mind.
Oh, no. I liked it. You see, I wasn't acquainted with very many people.
As I remember, you sort of stuck by yourself.
Yes. I never have had much luck at making friends.
I don't see why you wouldn't.
I started out badly.
You mean...
Well, yes. It sort of stood between me and...
You shouldn't have let it.
I know, but I didn't.
You were shy with people.
I tried not to be, but I could never...
Overcome.
No, I never could.
I guess being shy, well, it's something you have to work out, kind of gradually.
Yes, I guess it is.
It takes time.
Yes.
You know, people are not so dreadful when you get to know them. Well, that's what you have to remember. I mean, everybody's got problems. Well, not just you, but practically everybody's got some kind of problem. You know, you think of yourself as having the only problems, and, well, being the only one is disappointing. Just look around you. You'll see lots of people as disappointed as you are. For instance, I hoped when I was going to high school, I'd be a lot further along at this time. Well, 6 years later than I am now. Huh. Do you remember that wonderful write-up I had in the Torch?
Yes.
Said it was bound to succeed. Anything I went into. Holy jeez, the Torch!
Here you are in the Pirates of Penzance.
I sang the baritone lead that operetta.
So beautifully.
Oh.
Yes. Yes, beautifully. Oh, beautifully.
You heard me.
All 3 times.
No. All 3 performances.
Yes.
What?
I wanted to ask you to autograph my program.
Well, why didn't you ask me to?
You were always surrounded by your own friends, so much so
Ah,
that...
you should have just.
I know, but I thought you might think I was...
Thought
this-
I might think you was what? Oh, I was beleaguered by females in those days.
Oh, you were terribly popular.
Yeah.
You had such a friendly way.
I was spoiled in high school.
Everyone liked you.
Including you.
Yes, I do too.
Well, give me that program, Wally. There you are, better late than never.
What a surprise.
Well, my signature's not worth much right now, but someday maybe it'll increase in value. You know, being disappointed is one thing. Yeah. And being discouraged is something else. Well, I am disappointed, but I'm not discouraged. I'm 23 years old. How old are you?
I'll be 24 in June.
That's not old age.
No, but I think
You finished high school.
I didn't go back.
Didn't mean you dropped out.
I made bad grades on my final examinations. How's Emily Meisenbach getting along?
Oh, that crowhead!
Well, why do you call her that?
Well, that's what she was.
You mean you're not still going with her?
I never see her.
Said in the personal section you were engaged.
I know. I wasn't impressed by that propaganda.
So it wasn't the truth.
Oh, only in Emily's optimistic opinion.
Oh.
What have you done since high school? Huh? I said, what have you done since high school?
Nothing much.
You must have been doing something these 6 long years.
Yes.
Well, then such is one.
I took a business course at business college.
Well, how did that work out?
Not very well. I had to drop out. It gave me indigestion.
Well, what are you doing now?
Not much of anything. Oh, please, don't think that I just sit around doing nothing. I mean, my glass collection takes up a good deal of time. Glass is something you have to take very good care of.
What did you say about glass?
Collection. I just said I had one.
You know what I judge to be the trouble with you? Inferiority complex. Well, do you know what that is? Well, that's what they call it when someone low rates himself. Oh, I understand it because I had it too. Although my case wasn't as aggravating as yours seems to be. I had it until I took a public speaking and developed my voice and learned I had an aptitude for science. You know, before that time, I never thought of myself as being outstanding in any way whatsoever. Oh, well, I've never made a regular study of it. But I do have a friend who says I can analyze people better than doctors that make a profession of it. Oh, I don't claim that to be necessarily true, but I sure can guess a person's psychology. Oh, excuse me. I always take it out when the flavor's gone. I'll use a scrap piece of paper to wrap it. I know how it is when it gets stuck on your shoe. Yep, that's what I judge to be the principal trouble with you. The lack of confidence in yourself as a person. Well, you don't have the proper amount of faith in yourself. Well, I'm basing that fact on a number of your remarks and on certain observations I've made. For instance, that clumping you thought was so awful in high school. Well, you say you even dreaded to walk into class. Well, do you see what you did? You dropped out of school. You gave up an education, all because of a clump. Which, as far as I know, was practically non-existent. A little physical defect is all you have. Hardly noticeable, either. Magnified 1,000 times by your imagination. You know what my strong advice to you is. Think of yourself, superior in some way.
In what way would I think?
Why, man alive, look around. What do you see? A world full of common people. All of them born, all of them gonna die. Now, which one of them has 1/10 your good point? Or mine? Or anyone else's as far as that goes? Gosh almighty. Everybody excels in one thing. Some in many. All you have to do, is discovering what. Well, take me, for instance. My interests happen to lie in electrodynamics. I'm taking a course in radio engineering at night school. Laura, on top of a fairly responsible job at the warehouse, I'm taking that course and studying public speaking.
Oh.
Because I believe in the future of television. Oh, I wish to be ready to go right up along with it. Therefore, I'm planning to get in on the ground floor. In fact, I've already made the right connections. All that remains is for the industry itself to get underway. Full steam! Knowledge! Zip! Money! Zip! Power! Woo! Oh, that's the cycle democracy's built on. Oh, I guess you think I think a lot of myself. Well, now, how about you? Isn't there something you take more interest in than anything else?
Well, I do, as I said, have my glass collection.
I'm not sure I know what you're talking about. What kind of glass is it?
Little articles of it. I mean, they're ornaments, mostly. Most of them are, animals made out of glass. See, the tiniest little animals in the world. Mother calls them a glass menagerie. Here is an example of one if you'd like to see it. This one is the oldest. It's nearly 13.
Wow.
Careful. I mean, if you breathe, it breaks.
Well, I better not take it. I'm pretty clumsy with things.
Oh, go on. I trust you. There. You're holding him gently. Hold him over the light. Oh, he loves the light. See how the light shines through him?
Sure does shine.
I shouldn't be partial, but He's my favorite one.
And what kind of thing is this one supposed to be?
Haven't you noticed the single horn on his forehead?
Unicorn, huh?
Hmm?
Unicorns. Aren't they extinct in the modern world?
I know.
Poor little fellow must feel kind of lonesome.
Well, if he does, he doesn't say anything about it. When he sits on the shelf with some of the other horses that don't have horns, they all seem to get along very nicely together.
How do you know?
Well, I haven't heard any arguments out of them.
Oh, no arguments, huh? That's a pretty good sign. Where shall I set?
Put him on the table. May I like a change of scenery once in a while?
Look how big my shadow is when I stretch.
Yes, it stretches across the ceiling.
I think it stopped raining. Hey, where does the music come from?
From the Paradise Dance Hall across there.
How about cutting the rug a little, Miss Longfield?
No,
Or is your program filled up? Well, let me have a look at it. Why, every dance is taken. I'll just have to scratch some out. Lost.
I can't dance.
There you go, that inferiority stuff.
I've never danced in my life.
Come on, try.
Oh, no, I'd step on you.
I'm not made out of glass.
Start.
Just leave it to me. Hold out your arms a little bit higher. Right. And don't tighten them. That's the main thing in life.
I'll try not to.
Okay.
I'm afraid you can't budge me.
What do you bet I can't?
Yes, you can.
Well, let yourself go now, Laura. Just let yourself go.
I'm trying.
Come on.
I know, but I'm...
Not so stiff. Easy does it.
I'm
Loosen the backbone.
Oh.
There. That's lots better. Lots better. What did we hit on? Did something fall off it, I think?
Yes.
I hope it wasn't that little glass horse.
Now it's just like all the other horses.
Lost its...
Horn. Doesn't matter. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise.
You'll never forgive me. I bet that was your favorite piece of glass.
Oh, no. I don't have favorites much. It's no tragedy, Freckles. Glass, it breaks so easily, and no matter how careful you are, traffic jars the shelves, things fall off then.
Still, I'm awfully sorry I was the cause.
I'll just imagine that he had an operation, and the horn was removed to make him feel less freakish. And now he'll feel more at home with the other horses, the ones that don't have horns.
That's very fun. Glad to see you have a sense of humor. You know, you're very different. Surprisingly different from anyone else I know. Do you mind me telling you that? I mean it in a nice way. Well, you make me feel sort of like... I don't know how to put it. I'm usually pretty good at expressing things. Now, this is something I don't know how to say. Has anyone ever told you you're free? You are. A very different way from anyone else. And all the nicer because of the difference, too. Oh, I wish you were my sister. I'd teach you to have some confidence in yourself. Well, the different people are not like other people. Being different is nothing to be ashamed of. Because other people are not such wonderful people. They're 100 times in 1,000. They're 1 times in 1. They walk all over the earth. Well, you just stay here. They're as common as weeds. But you, well, you're blue roses.
What blue is wrong for roses?
It's right for you. You're pretty.
In what respect am I pretty?
In all respects. Believe me. Your eyes, your hair are pretty. Oh, your hands are pretty. Oh, you think I'm making this up because I'm invited to dinner and I have to be nice? Oh, I could do that. I could put on an act for you, Laura, and say lots of things without being so sincere. But this time I am. I'm talking to you sincerely. I happen to notice you had this inferiority complex. I'm feeling comfortable. Somebody ought to build your confidence up. Make you proud instead of shy. Turning away, rushing. Somebody else. Kiss you. Stubble John. Stubble John. Shouldn't have done that. I was way off the beat. You don't smoke, do you? Would you care for a mint? Peppermint lifesaver? My pocket's a regular drugstore wherever I go. You know, Laura, if I had a sister like you, I'd do the same as Tom. I'd bring out fellas, introduce her to them. Well, the right type of boys. Well, the type to appreciate her. Only, well, you made a mistake about me. Maybe I've got no call to be saying this. That might not have been the idea to have me over. Well, but what if it was? There's nothing wrong with that. It's just the trouble in my case. I'm not in the situation to do the right thing. Can't take down your number and say I'll phone. Can't call you up next week and ask you for a date. Just thought I'd better explain the situation in case you misunderstood. And I hurt your feelings.
You won't call again?
No. Laura, I can't. As I was just explaining, I've got strings on me, Laura. I've been going steady. I go out all the time with a girl named Betty. Oh, she's a regular home girl like you. Only Catholic and Irish. Great many ways we get along fine. I met her last summer on a moonlight boat trip up the river to Alton on the Jets. But right away from the start it was love. Love has made a new man out of me. Power of love is really tremendous. Love is something that changes the whole world. It happened that Betty's aunt took sick. Well, she got a wire and had to go to Centralia. Well, so Tom, when he asked me to dinner, I naturally just accepted the invitation. Well, not knowing that he, that you, that I... Oh, I'm just a... I wish you'd say something. What are you doing that for? You want me to have it? Why?
A souvenir.
Oh, Henrietta, delightful after that shower. I made you children a little liquid refreshment. Jim, you know that song about lemonade? Lemonade, lemonade, made in the shade, stirred with the shade. Look now, pretty old maid. Ooh,
No,
ooh,
I
I'm
never heard that.
baptizing myself.
Oh, here, let me.
Oh, Laura, you look so serious.
Oh, we were having a serious conversation.
Oh, well, good. Then you're better acquainted. You know, you modern young people are so much more serious than my generation. I was so gay as a girl.
Oh, you haven't changed a bit.
Oh, tonight I'm rejuvenated. Oh, the gaiety, the occasion, Mr. O'Connor. Oh, I better put this down. I discovered we had some maraschino's cherries, and I dumped them in juice and all.
Oh, you shouldn't have gone to the trouble, Mrs. Wingfield.
Trouble? Well, it was loads of fun. Didn't you hear me cutting up in the kitchen? I bet your ears were burning. I told Tom how outdone I was with him for keeping you to himself for so long. But now you found your way here. I want you to be a frequent caller. Not just occasional, but all the time. Oh, we're gonna have some gay times together. Oh, I see them coming. Well, oh, breathe that air, so fresh, and the moon so pretty. Well, I skip on back out. I know my place when young folk are having a serious conversation.
Don't go out, Mrs. Wingfield. But the fact of the matter is, I've got to be going.
Going? Now? Oh, you must be joking. Well, it's only the shank of the evening, Mr. O'Connor.
Well, you know how it is.
Oh, you mean you're a young working man, you have to keep working man hours. Well, that's all right. Now, what's the best evening for you? Isn't Saturday night the best night for you working men?
Well, I've got a couple of time clocks and punch, Mrs. Wingfield.
Oh,
One at morning, another at night.
you are ambitious. You work at night, too. Oh.
No, ma'am, not work. But Betty.
Betty? Who's Betty?
Oh, just a girl. The girl I go studying.
Oh. Is this a serious romance, Mr. O'Connor?
We're going to be married the second Sunday in June.
Oh, well, nice. Tom didn't mention that you were engaged to be married.
Well, the cat's not out of the bag at the warehouse. Well, you know how they are. They call you Romeo and stuff like that. It's been a wonderful evening, Mrs. Wingfield. I guess this is what they mean by Southern hospitality.
Oh, really wasn't anything at all.
Well, I hope it don't seem like I'm rushing off. Promised Betty I'd pick her up at the Wabash Depot. By the time I get my old jalopy down there, her train will be in. Some women are pretty upset if you keep them waiting.
Yes, I know. The tyranny of women. Well, goodbye, Mr. O'Connor. I wish you luck and happiness and success, all three of them. And so does Laura. Don't you, Laura?
Yes.
Goodbye, Laura. I'm certainly going to treasure that souvenir you gave me. Don't forget the good advice I gave you. So long, Shakespeare! Thanks again, ladies. Good night.
Things have a way of turning out so bad. I don't believe I'd play that Victrola now. Well. So a gentleman called, was engaged to be married. Tom,
Yes, Mother?
come in here a minute. I've something awfully funny I want to tell you.
Gentleman caller get away already?
Yes, the gentleman caller is taking an early departure. What a wonderful joke you played on him.
How's that?
You didn't mention that he was engaged to be married.
Jim?
Hmm.
Engaged?
Yes, that's what he just informed us.
Well, I'll be jiggered. I didn't know about that.
Oh, that seems very peculiar.
What's peculiar about it?
Oh, it seems very peculiar. Didn't you call him your best friend down at the warehouse?
Well, he is, but how did I know?
Oh. Well, I should think you would know. You don't know anything.
Mother, the warehouse is where I work. It's not where I know things about people.
You don't know things anywhere. You live in a dream. You manufacture illusions. Where are you going?
I'm going to go to the movies.
Oh, yes. That's right. Now that you've had us make such fools of ourselves, all the effort, the preparations, the expense, the new flooding, the clothes for Laura, and all for what? To entertain some other girl's fiancé. Go to the movies. Don't think about us. A mother deserted, an unmarried sister who's crippled, and hasn't a job. Don't think of anything but your own selfish pleasures. Just go to the movies.
All right. All right, I will. I'll go to the movies. The more you shout about my selfishness, the quicker I'll go. And I won't go just to the movies either.
Oh, just go to the moon then. You selfish dreamer.
Well, I didn't go to the moon. I went much further, where time is the greatest distance between two places. Not long after that, I got fired for writing a poem on the lid of a shoebox. I left St. Louis. I descended the steps of this fire escape for the last time, followed from then on in my father's footsteps, attempting to find in motion what was lost in space. Traveled around a great deal. Cities swept about me like dead leaves. Leaves that were brightly colored, torn from the branches. I would have stopped, but I was pursued by something. It always caught me unawares, taking me altogether by surprise. Perhaps it was a familiar bit of music. Perhaps it was only a colored piece of glass. Perhaps I'm walking along some street at night in a strange city before I found companions. I passed the lighted window of a shop that sells perfume. The window was filled with tiny, colored pieces of glass, tiny, transparent bottles of delicate colors, like pieces of a shattered rainbow. And all at once, my sister touches my shoulder. And I turn and I look into her eyes. Laura, I tried to leave you behind me, but I'm more faithful than I intended to be. I reach for a cigarette, I cross the street, I run into the movies or a bar, I buy a drink, I speak to the nearest stranger. Anything to blow your candles out. For nowadays, the world is lit by lightning. Blow out your candles, Laura. So, goodbye.
Woo!